The superintendent of Needham Public Schools, Dr. Dan Gutekanst, approached the Needham Education Foundation about a grant that would enable kindergartners, first graders, and second graders in each elementary school to return to in-person learning. The NEF board was excited to contribute $296,624 to make it a reality. The students will return to classrooms for 4 days a week starting on March 8th. Here are the details of the unprecedented grant.
This is a historic large grant that the NEF has funded. It's the largest in our last 30 years. And this grant is really aimed at supporting the district in bringing the K-2 back to school. And the way we're doing that is through funding for 9 teachers for the district to ensure that that each of the schools is able to set up additional classrooms appropriately so that they are able to get to a ratio of 17 students to 1 teacher across the schools, and so that all of the K-2 students who are in the hybrid cohort can come back to school full time.
I know how difficult this year has been for those particular learners. I've got a first grader at home, so I do know the struggles of the at-home weeks versus the in-person weeks.
This conversation started with the school committee, the district, and through all of the surveys that the district was putting out there to kind of figure out where can we first make the biggest impact as we move towards bringing all kids back to school. And so, the district made a move to really start with K-2 to make sure that these kids are really getting more, dedicated time with their teachers. And so it's really important because, it's the youngest group of kids who are really just learning even how to be in school, how to be on a schedule, and getting these kids back on track first is really seen as just a critical issue.
We have such a great community, and over the last 30 years, we've had great donors. And so the NEF had this sustaining fund, which we pull from in times when we might need a little bit more money to cover grants. So because of the donors, we were able to provide this funding to the district.
This grant is not one of those that we typically fund because we really tend to fund things that are sort of new and we're trying risky things. And, certainly, face value, just bringing kids back to school is not necessarily something you would see as an innovation in any other time. But, in a pandemic situation where everything is turned upside down and what we consider innovative has to be looked at differently. We really feel proud as a board that we were able to kind of think about things differently and be there for the district to make sure that they're able to bring these kids back.
To fund all of these grants, whether they're these substantial large grants like this or just a smaller, more focused grant at a school. So a few ways you can do that is go to our website, nefneedham.org, and you can click the donate button. If you follow us on Facebook and Twitter, there are opportunities to donate there. And at least twice a year, there are opportunities to purchase gratitude grams, which are ways that you can thank your teacher for all of the work that they're putting in, especially this year.